hope your day is full of bouncy balls and slinkies and hula hoops and ping pong and glow-in-the-dark silly string and whoopee cushions and what else is there? I feel like I've named so many fun classic toys. Teddy bears. Do we get into transitional objects like teddy bears? I don't know. Guys, we have an amazing episode for you this week with Kassem G. But before we get into this week's episode, there's just one thing I want to tell you about, and that's Oh Yeah socks. Oh yeah. Look down at your feet right now. Are your feet exposed? If they are, why? Why are you just exposing your toes for no reason? Don't show people your feet unless they ask or they're paying you money. Protect your most precious feet by buying a pair of socks and supporting the podcast. Head to ohyeah.com. That's 3 O's H. YEAH.com. Discount code SARA10, SARA10 for 10% off. Buy a pair of socks, support the show. They have such a wide variety of socks to choose from, whether you're interested in aliens or Bob Ross or Mr. Rogers. There's a pair of socks for you, and you get to support the show. Give the gift of socks. You're always going to need socks. They're a pandemic-proof investment, guys. They make great birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, I'm thinking of you gifts, Halloween gifts, get the fuck out of my life gifts. Whatever the reason, there's a sock for it. ohyeah.com, discount code SARA10, SARA10 for 10% off. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Shenk with Kassem G. But before we get into this week's episode, I just want to remind you to please subscribe, rate, and review. Tell your friends about the show. And remember, new episodes every Wednesday. All right, guys, here's this week's episode of Shenk with the one, the only Kassem G. Let's get into it. Hey, guys, welcome back to another episode of Shenk. I'm Sara Weinshenk, and today's guest is host of Pajama Pants podcast and G4, Kassem G.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited to have you on the podcast.
I'm not just any regular guest.
No, you're not.
No.
What's the difference between you and a previous guest?
The difference is that we fuck.
We fuck. Hey, guys, I'm having a guest that I fuck on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a relationship.
This is crazy. This is our first pod together.
This
This is what people are going to be doing when they watch. They're going to be testing chemistry. They're going to be observing.
They're going to be like,
they're going to be finding out what's wrong with me. We're going to be finding out what you see in me.
Okay.
And they're going to nitpick.
They're going to nitpick?
Yeah.
You think?
Look, I would be doing the same thing.
You don't think that you're going to charm them?
I can't believe I'm on a podcast where I'm having sex with the host. This is incredible.
Yeah, it's remarkable. The first time we met was on a podcast.
The first time we met was in this Airstream. That's why it's so, what's the word, serendipitous that we would be doing this now.
It's very serendipitous.
In 2017, I had a podcast, a video podcast I did out of my backyard here, and you were a guest. Brent Butler
from Jash.
Yeah. Thanks, Brent.
Thanks, Brent. He's the booker for. He also directed.
Was it
Getting
Brent
Doug.
or Marissa?
Brent.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys know. You'll know Brent's work if you've ever watched an episode of Getting Dug with High.
It's true. That's how we met. The trash truck.
Which I've done. I know. Here's the thing. I gave Sarah a little bit of grief.
Shit. A little bit of.
Okay.
Shit.
Because her last podcast was like Trash Truck City.
Right.
It was a convention of trash trucks.
It was.
And large vehicles.
It was. And
I told her, well, let's do it in my backyard.
In a nice contained space where we'll make sure it's not trash day.
Well, I didn't say that.
I thought you did.
But since you record on Mondays, I didn't put two and two together. Monday is my trash day, and there is a trash truck outside of my backyard right now.
So basically, this podcast is just me going to different cities on trash days. Yeah. And talking.
It's like, here's what it sounds like in Culver City. Here's what our trash trucks sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They sound the same.
That's hopefully, because I got to tell you, I scoped out which bins were already emptied.
Did you?
And 2 of the 3 were done.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that was the last bin.
I gotta say, I'm really happy you're wearing this shirt.
I'm not.
Why? Let's talk about your shirt.
I'm not happy about it.
Why?
Okay, because I'm becoming educated on fast fashion.
Yes, he's been listening to a podcast called...
I've been listening to Business Wars.
Yeah, you're a character.
Let's hear it. Let's hear
Every
all about me.
week that passes, I get to know something more about you that's very interesting.
Yeah, is there anything so far that's made you go, oh no, this is a mistake?
No. But I'm just going to go ahead and say you're a complex guy. And you've said it before.
Totally.
Am I complex?
You've got your own things.
Yeah.
But you're very easygoing.
Yeah.
You do some pretty wild stuff.
Like what?
You're a sleep talker.
We're going to talk about it. I'm not a proud sleep talker.
You're not a proud sleep talker. For the first time in like a few days, you slept talk last night.
I did.
And so this was about 2 weeks ago. I heard it for the first time.
But the thing is, I didn't know I was a sleep talker.
But I didn't remember what you said.
You said I was very firm.
Yeah, I said you were firm. You had like it was very matter of fact. It was, but I don't remember the exact words. Last night I remember the words.
What was it?
It started with, oh shit. I wrote it down.
No, you didn't.
What was it?
I know what it was.
What was it?
I'm not going to tell you if you can't remember.
I wrote it down.
You
Because I
did?
didn't want to forget it. Yeah.
What was it?
But I have to go look on my phone.
Was it Take It Out?
No.
Was it Take It Out?
Okay, hang on.
What did I say? I'm glad. I'm hoping that we don't have any record of it because, to be honest, I don't
worry,
know
I
what's
got
been
this
going on in
figured
the
out.
night with me. I didn't know I was a sleep talker because it takes enough sleeping in a
Here's-
bed with someone to...
Here's my notes. Talking and sleep.
No.
Okay, talking and sleep.
No.
The first thing you said last night was, "That's good."
No.
And
That's
then
good.
and then you woke up
Right.
because I said
You said what's
I said, "Hey babe, what's good?" Because I thought you were awake.
Yeah.
And then you kind of came out of sleep pretty quick.
Yeah.
And then you fell back asleep. And
Yeah.
then maybe an hour later, I hear, "Just pull it out."
That's what I was worried about. The just pull it out line.
Yeah.
No.
So you're either
I'm not.
you do one of two things is going on in this dream.
Okay.
You're either having sex with
I
someone,
wasn't.
or you're telling like movers where the furniture goes.
No, I had my thumb in this machine. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't even going to explain this, but now that
You
it's
have to.
coming
We're kind
up-
of we're kind of deep into it now.
Okay. Cuz no, I did. Okay, so I dreamt that you know how I like having nail art on my thumbs?
Oh, I know.
Okay.
And
since
as
we've
of right
been
now, you
dating-
have cows. Yeah.
Cows. And since we've been dating, you've gotten to experience yin yangs, checkers. I'm a fun girlfriend.
You're so fun and so random.
Hey. Moo. Okay.
Quirky.
So I dreamt that there was this machine that I was putting my thumb under and it would stamp art onto it.
Whoa, that's actually a really cool
genius.
invention. Yeah.
And I dreamt
Yeah.
that I was doing it, and the lady was like taking a really long time, and I said, "Just pull it out." Like, can I pull my thumb out?
You remember.
Yeah, I knew exactly what it was, but I was like, I'm not even going to explain it because
Yeah.
it's so annoying to explain it.
No, it's not. I think it
But
gives us.
now you know that I wasn't fucking somebody else in my sleep.
And
or
it's
anything.
fine if you were, that's fine.
Would it be?
I just want to know what his name is. Where is he? Where does he live? Why is he in your mind at night?
It was about my nails.
Right. And what about the "that's good" also? That was
No
different.
idea.
That's a completely different dream.
That's a different thing.
Last night I had like 4 different big vivid dreams.
You did?
One I was at the pyramids.
And
You want to know what I was worried about?
what?
I was worried about getting a good picture of the pyramids for my Instagram.
No. That's bad.
It's so bad. But I don't, you know me, I'm not a big Instagram.
Yeah.
Well, not on the
But were
grid.
you like standing in front of the pyramids, like throwing up like
I was alone. I don't know why. I was just in this country alone.
alone at the pyramids?
Yeah. And then I saw J.K. Simmons there.
I don't know who who J.K. Simmons is?
J.K. Simmons, you know, as the actor from Whiplash. He's J. Jonah Jameson in the Spider-Man movies, which I know you know.
Oh, yeah, the Spider-Man movies.
He's been in all kinds of movies. J. Jonah Jameson. J.K. Simmons.
What about him?
Anyways, he was there, and he was talking about The Sopranos.
Okay.
And he kept saying AJ over and over and over. I'm like, oh, he's talking about my friend Rob.
And he was randomly at the pyramids with you?
Yeah, J.K. Simmons, this guy.
Oh, I definitely know this guy.
You know J.K. Simmons.
I've seen him running errands in the valley before.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
He's great. He's one of my favorites.
Wasn't he like the dad of Juno?
He was in Juno.
Yeah.
He was in Juno. Okay, so back to the sleep talk. I Googled why people sleep talk, and I wanted to read you the results.
Okay, let's talk about it.
And maybe see if any of this hits home to you.
Okay.
And then we can get back to why I don't want to wear this shirt.
Okay.
Okay. Sleep talking usually occurs by itself and is most often harmless. However, in some cases, it might be a sign of a more serious sleep disorder or health condition.
Okay.
REM sleep behavior disorder, RBD.
Are you just your way of telling me I have RBD?
And sleep terrors are two types of sleep disorders that cause some people to shout during sleep.
Do I shout?
You haven't shouted. Like I said, it felt like you were telling movers where to put furniture. That was like the tone.
Lift it up right there? Okay.
Yeah,
drop
just
it
pull it out.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't talk in my sleep.
No, you sleep like a wooden stick. You're like so tall and long and lean in the bed that sometimes I look over and I'm like, is he even in the bed? And then I'll see hair and I'll know that you are. And then
just identify me as hair.
Yeah, you're just hair.
Yeah.
And then also, when the sun rises, you normally sit up.
Here we go.
Sit up, slam the window, and pull out your sleep mask.
I close the drapes.
You close the drapes.
Because I keep them a little bit open for air.
Yes. And then when the light comes out, you close it. I've noticed that as a habit I'm picking up on.
I want to talk to the guys that I know there's a bunch of guys that watch and listen to your podcast. And some of them, although I feel like most of them are single, I think some of them out there are in relationships. And I want to recommend a product.
Okay.
A product that you've benefited from.
Okay. The 8 Sleep.
Thank you so much. Now,
not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor at all. And 8 Sleep, we should probably send this to them because they'll love this promotion.
Yeah, we're going to send them this.
There's this topper that you can buy. They also sell mattresses, but you can put this topper on your bed and individually, like on each side, I can cool my side of the bed and she can warm her side of the bed, which is what we do.
Right.
You're on the warm.
I'm on the warm.
And it comes with it's a series of connected webbing and hoses, and it does add a little bit of
any chance
firmness.
To talk about the 8 Sleep.
This is important. I think some people would really appreciate this, especially if they're in relationships. If you're a guy and you sleep hot, because I sleep a little hot, and I have to have a window.
Yeah.
This is a great way to stay cool without having to affect. You don't have to crank the AC.
Things would be a lot different without the 8 Sleep.
Yeah, would they
be might
worse?
Not work.
It might. Yeah, I guess we can credit the 8 Sleep to keeping this relationship on the rails.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because imagine, because I get cold.
You do.
When you roll over my thing, you're like, that's hot.
Yeah. If I bring a foot over to your side, it's like I'm in, Fresno or Barstow. On my side,
I don't really love that you picked Barstow.
Well, because it's
Could you pick another warm place that's not
Arizona.
so shitty?
Arizona.
Not that great either. Give me something hot and fun.
Well, it's not. I just don't associate it as being fun on your side of the bed. It's hot.
See, I know you just referred to my side of the bed as Barstow.
Yeah.
Which to me.
Yeah. Is on the way to Vegas.
Barstow is a sad, sad city. I've had to perform stand-up in Barstow in a Holiday Inn, okay?
That sounds...
terrible.
That sounds nasty.
They tried to get me to spend the night. I was like, I'm driving back.
Yeah, no one wants to spend the night in Barstow because if you did, you'd end up on one of those Netflix true crime specials.
Yeah, well,
You'd
so
end up
you're
as the
telling
new
me
Gabby
that my
Petito.
side of the bed is equivalent to Barstow. Your
Yeah.
side of the bed is equivalent to...
It's because you know what's Vegas? You're a pussy.
Hell yeah, my pussy is Vegas. You heard it here.
And so you got to go through Barstow.
No. I don't think I want my pussy to be called Vegas.
It's so fun.
Is there another city that's fun and a little cleaner? You know what I mean?
Yeah. You want the cleanliness of like an Orange County with the funness of
a Vegas.
You
Do
could
I
San
want
Diego.
my pussy to... I do not want a San Diego pussy.
I think San Diego could be because you've got SeaWorld down there.
Babe,
You
no.
know?
How does SeaWorld even exist still?
I don't think it does.
It does. Because when I was in San Diego last week, they were advertising for it.
I think it's a parking lot with like 6 penguins now.
And
That's
like
all
maybe
it
a
is.
fish.
Yeah, there's like a guy who sells fish.
That's so dark.
There's a fishmonger and 6 penguins.
But
And it's $35 admission with a Sprite
do you
can.
think?
Yeah.
With a Sprite can?
Yeah.
Do you remember when they used to do that? Do they still
Of
do that?
course.
It's like Six Flags.
I don't think you can. I don't think they do that anymore. Everything's
So
all
90s.
online. Everything's all online. I went to Six Flags last year, and you would think like, oh, it's 2021. There's got to be all kinds of new shit. There's not. There's still rides that you get in there and like they hurt your neck. Like
I
there's
know.
like whiplash. Speaking of J.K. Simmons, there's like rides where you're constantly banging against like hard fiberglass.
No, I know.
It's not
roller
a fun
coasters are a
experience.
young man's game.
I enjoy them, but I realized it depends on where you sit. You can experience different levels of G force.
What do you mean G-force?
You can experience a more intense ride if you're sitting at a certain part of the roller coaster.
You know what? Is there a Reddit for this? Is this
I'm
how you
sure
found
there
out
is.
about this?
Yeah.
You get a lot of your facts on Reddit.
Well, Reddit's
You're plugged into a few different forums.
Yeah, what do you think of that? Am I too plugged in?
No.
Okay.
But the only thing, it's a good thing I like coffee because the way that you are plugged into the coffee thing,
Mm-hmm.
if I didn't love coffee, I would be like, this guy's obsessed with coffee.
Yeah, I take a lot of pride in the coffee I brew.
And I got to be honest.
Yeah.
One of the things I was looking for in a partner is someone who liked coffee.
Was that one of the
And the
things?
universe provided to exponentially.
Like they gave you that times
40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you wake up to a cup of hot coffee on your nightstand.
Yes, and that's so nice.
Okay. With your vitamins.
With my vitamins.
I put her vitamins on a coffee.
Yes.
On the lid of the
You're
coffee.
a thoughtful boyfriend.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're a complex,
That's on record.
thoughtful
Yeah.
boyfriend. So let's
So
talk about
anyways.
how you went on a little bit of a fashion haul spree at Shein.
Yeah. For those of you out there that don't know what fast fashion is, I just recently learned what it was, and I can only just describe it as like cheap Chinese clothes.
Yeah, basically.
Like this shirt was $12.
Yeah. And like from far away it looks great.
Far away, it looks okay. When it's on your body, it
Close up.
feels like you're wearing like tent material. It doesn't feel good.
No, it's like at any point anything could happen with
Yeah.
that shirt. It's not to be trusted. Like you can't walk by an open flame in that shirt.
Right. The clothes are disposable.
Yeah.
You treat these shirts like you would like with the ass gasket in a public bathroom.
It's an ass gasket.
The thing you put on the
Oh,
paper that you put on.
That's called an ass gasket?
Well, I don't know if that's the politically correct term.
Babe,
But the thing that you
what's
sit
a
on.
gasket?
You know, it's like
A protector?
yeah, like well, it's.
You said it like it was the name of the thing, and
I-
I've been living under a rock
We
for
call
the-
it. You call it an ass gasket if you're.
an ass gasket.
Yeah, you poke it through.
Yeah, no, I know.
Oh,
it.
by the way, most
Yeah.
people go their whole lives using it backwards, like the ass gasket.
Well, I bet I'm one who would do that.
Yeah. First of all, I hate shitting in public.
Yeah, I don't. I don't even shit.
I've
babe.
never once.
Shat.
No. I've never once been like, oh, right now she's shitting.
Yeah.
I don't. You're very
Discreet.
You're like a magician.
I know.
It's incredible, the talent.
I
I've never walked into the bathroom after you and been like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Something
I'm like
went
a little
down in
elf. Babe, I'm like a little delicate fairy.
I'm so annoyed that there's this sound.
Why?
I'm having
Because you were
extreme
talking-
deja vu. Yeah.
Because you were talking so much shit about how loud it was last time. And then
Right.
I'm like, that's just the way it is when you're an indie podcast, babe. You know?
You're an indie podcast, and so am I.
Hell yeah.
So fast fashion, if you're looking for
I'm
very
glad that
cheap,
you think I'm a poop fairy.
I have never. I don't know when you go.
That's true.
It's my guess is that you have to do it right before you shower or something. But even then, I don't think you have. If you told me you haven't shit in like 6 weeks, I'd believe you.
Really?
Yeah, I just don't know when you do it. And quite honestly, I don't. It's great. This is a skill I appreciate.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to,
I'm not like, I don't talk about my shit.
I know you're very like
Ladylike. For the most part.
you're like really ladylike.
Am
about
I
it.
ladylike?
Yeah.
For the most part?
Yeah. You like go to sleep with makeup on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be like
And you
in
don't like
bed with like a full costume. Like last
For sure.
night, I'll be like in bed with a dress and jewelry. And
Yesterday
you're like,
you were in a costume.
and I was in a cheerleading costume.
My mom said you were in a costume. I don't know if you took a picture of it or anything, if anyone can see it, but you were in a full-on cheerleader costume, and we're not talking about like something that looked like it was a short skirt and looked like it could be a cheerleader costume. It was a vintage cheerleader
cheerleading
costume dress, and
Dress.
it said Tammy on it.
Yeah.
And my mom said you had I don't know if you caught that comment.
She did.
But yeah, she said you were wearing a costume.
Yeah.
I thought you looked
But
so
she
cute.
liked it.
Yeah,
I
we
feel
all
like she
did.
liked it.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
said, "Yay, a cheerleader" or something when I walked in. I
Yeah,
was like bringing a fun energy to
Yeah,
the...
yeah. I was surprised my mom knew what a cheerleader was.
Really?
'Cause they don't have those in Egypt, I don't think. Maybe they do.
Yeah, but
I was
she
just
knows
there
what
last
a
night in my
cheerleader
dreams.
is. She knows what a cheerleader
Yeah,
is.
maybe. I've never really dated cheerleaders.
Really?
Who did I date growing up?
I don't know who you dated growing up. Who did you date growing up?
I didn't really even date I had like one girlfriend in high school,
Okay, what was her vibe?
and I had to break up with her because her house and her clothes smelled like cheese.
No, you're lying.
No.
What kind of
To this
cheese?
day, my friends will still be like, "Hey, remember that girl you dated that you dumped because she smelled like cheese?"
Babe, what kind of cheese? That
like
is
like a
disgusting.
imported,
No.
like an imported, like a stinky cheese.
No.
Yeah, not a fun cheese.
Right. And like how long before you realized?
I put up with it in high school.
No.
I put up for weeks, which is the equivalent of years. In high
No,
school.
no.
Yeah.
With your cheese scented
Yeah,
girlfriend?
and me and like my terrible acne, and I weighed like 98 pounds, and like I was dumping her because she smelled like cheese. I've come a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't smell like, you smell good.
Yeah, I don't smell like cheese.
Yeah, you don't even like to kiss when you wake up,
Yeah.
like lips.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, sometimes you try to, and I say no.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like open mouth. I'm like not trying to swab the back of your throat or anything, you know.
I'm just like trying to like be
Yeah. No, it's fine.
clean.
I think it's cool.
Okay, so you dated a girl who smelled like cheese in high school.
Yeah, and that was like the only girl I really dated in high school.
And then?
And then I lost my virginity as the summer I graduated in Mexico.
To a random?
Yeah. She was a college student.
A random college student?
Yeah, and she had her hair in braids. She was a white girl, and she had
Had
her hair.
cornrows?
She had cornrows.
No.
She looked like Bo Derek in oh, there's a cat. There's a cat coming into my yard. She looked like Bo Derek in 10, except not attractive and 200 pounds.
No.
So she didn't look anything like Bo Derek.
You lost your virginity to a 200-pound white chick in cornrows?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I told that story
That's
on my
my man.
podcast.
That's my man.
I don't want to retell it, but it was quite a night, and I had one condom, and I had to make sure
One condom.
yeah, I had to keep one condom on while we tried to find a place to do it because I wouldn't pay the $40 for her to come back to my room.
You want it?
No, so I was cheap. $40 back then was a lot of money, babe.
Wait, why was it $40 to import a bitch to your room?
Because it was like during spring break and
everyone was fucking?
You had to have a wristband to the hotel that you were staying in.
What was this?
This was Rosarito, Mexico.
Oh, no. I've been to Rosarito.
Have you ever been?
Yeah. For fraternity formals.
What?
Yeah.
What's that?
When we would all go to Mexico and, like, party.
Why'd they call it... Why wouldn't it be called a sorority something?
Because I dated a guy that was in a fraternity, so...
Of course.
What is that?
Of course.
I did.
Wait, and so what? So you guys went down there?
Yeah, we would go to Mexico. Sometimes we would go to Vegas. There'd be different, like, events.
And
it was fun.
I drank so much down there.
I drank so much there, too.
Yeah. I had a camera, like a Sony Handycam with me, and my friends, like, pretended we worked for Girls Gone Wild.
No.
And we just tried to get as many girls to flash us.
No. Did you get so much? Joe
sure.
Francis? Okay,
all you
from
tell them
Girls
is, like,
Gone Wild?
We work for the guys who work for, you just say, like, hey, yeah, we're
interns.
Yeah.
For Joe Francis?
What do you guys want to say to Girls Gone Wild?
No.
No. And then if you do it enough, you'll get some.
Was it worth it?
We were such scumbags. Saying that out loud is the scummiest thing.
It's okay.
We were like 18.
It's a judgment-free zone.
However, the year 2001.
The guy who founded Girls Gone Wild, I went to his house one time. Don't know why. This was in my early 20s.
Joe Francis.
Joe Francis' house.
Yeah.
Gave me a bathing suit.
Wait, you went there alone?
No, with a bunch of girls in my 20s.
You have some very
questionable
dark
memories.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you've done.
I've done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've had a wild life.
Yeah. But have you had a wild life?
I've never been to Joe Francis's house.
But that's different.
No, I mean, like,
you're not a girl.
Me
in LA.
Me in Mexico, like on a handy cam, trying to get girls to show their tits
equivalent.
was like as wild as I got.
That's pretty wild.
I never went to the Playboy Mansion.
You didn't?
No, I remember being invited once, but
I think my dad had his bachelor party at the Playboy Mansion. I want to say.
Mr. Weinshenk?
Yeah, I want to say he went to the Playboy Mansion, and there was photos of it. I gotta find out.
Wow.
It's weird, right?
We got to get him on the pod.
He says maybe after he retires, he'll come on the pod.
Isn't he retired?
He's basically retired, but he's just saying that.
Yeah.
Because, like...
The things he's seen, even.
Who knows? I mean, what else should we get into?
Is
there any other secrets I should...
No, this is your pod. You steer it how you want.
Okay.
I'm just a guest.
I like having you as a guest.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah.
I think that's been one of the best parts about dating is it's really easy.
Yeah.
You don't have any things like you have to do.
What do you mean?
Like,
Like my schedule?
You don't have to, like, we never have to go anywhere. You never be like, we gotta go
stand up?
Yeah, but, like, that's like nothing you drag me to. I choose to go.
Right.
But, like, you never go, like, we gotta go do this.
Right. Well, I know that I like you because I let you come to my stand-up shows.
Yeah.
Which normally would be a hard no.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been fun. One time you were up there and you said what you said after we had sex for one of the first times.
Yep.
Which was...
We out here.
Yeah. You looked me dead in the eyes.
and
you said, we out here.
Yep.
And I think I laughed.
You did.
Yeah, that was funny.
Because I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, I think I was probably still inside you when you...
I don't think I could say we out here while you're still inside me. That would be fucked up. Maybe. I'm a quirky girl.
Yeah, you're so quirky. So random.
So random. It is the halfway point of the pod, which means one thing and one thing only. Normally I do a dab from my Ispire wand, but I have a little bit of allergies, so I'm not going to do a dab today. Instead, I'm going to persuade you to head to getispire.com, Shop the Ispire wand. It basically transforms any bong or bowl piece into a dab rig. It comes with little bangers that you switch out and that can be heated up with the Ispire wand. It's convenient, it's clean, it's an amazing gift for the dabber in your life. If you're someone who loves smoking concentrates, if you're someone who likes to consume a larger amount of THC so you don't have to keep smoking, then the Ispire wand is something you should definitely check out. Head to getispire.com, discount code SHANK15 for 15% off. All right, guys, let's get back to this week's episode of Shenk with Kassem G. You like birds.
Let's hear it.
And let's talk about your bird feeder issues.
I mean, the long story short, I bought this bird feeder from a standalone bird feeder store. A store that only sells bird feeders.
How is that in business in 2021?
And especially, it's in Santa Monica on Wilshire, the real estate, like the rental, the land that is occupying and how much that must cost a month to lease that space. There's no way they can make that.
How much was the feeder? How much?
It was $100.
Really?
It was like 100 and something.
It looks more like it was more than 100. It's
Thank
actually,
you. It's a
I gotta be
quality
honest. When I saw the feeder,
Mm-hmm.
I think we'd been dating like maybe 2 weeks, 1 week, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I saw the feeder and I was like, I like this guy. He's quirky. He's feeding the birds.
Like, how much harm can this guy bring me? This guy is trying to feed birds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's not energy like, oh, he's gonna get drunk and beat me energy.
Right.
No. It's the opposite.
But
that's
I will
sober
say,
guy.
The sober guy.
That's sober guy
feeder.
energy. Yeah.
Sober guy energy, which I like. I like sober guy energy.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah. Do you
when
feel
I
like
first did
weird?
your pod?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Yeah, I was sober. I was so barely sober when we met the first time. And then I did you and Kim's podcast, the
Stone Science.
Yeah. And I was I like barely knew how to operate.
And you were sober.
I was sober and you guys were like getting high.
And doing a science experiment.
And I was fine with it. It was just like, oh man. Because I went from doing like Getting Doug's show I did that show 15 times.
Yeah.
And, for a while, the only time I ever did anything was like, oh, I was high. So
right.
Then you start trying to do podcasts and things sober, and it's like you got to retrain a little bit for me.
That makes sense.
It was like when I started having sex again after getting sober, I realized every time I ever had sex, I was drunk or like buzzed.
I went through that too when I stopped drinking. I just decided to stop drinking, and then I was like, every sexual encounter I had in my 20s, I was fucked up.
Totally. Yeah. And then when you start trying to do it sober, it's like you got to have like training wheels on.
You're
or
like,
something.
I have to like this person actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a whole new, like learning how to do things over again in your 30s is a really interesting, tough thing.
Right. But okay, so you've been sober for 5 years?
Almost. Yeah.
5 years?
If I make it to January.
Do you think you will?
I mean, I think so.
I think you will.
I think I got a pretty solid program.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Yeah.
You could like force me.
I could force you.
Yeah. You'll say, you got to drink this or I'm breaking up with you. And I'll be like, okay.
If you don't pound this White Claw right now.
Yeah.
She made me pound a White Claw or she said she was leaving.
Dude, you do great characters.
Huh?
You do great characters.
What do you mean?
There's a character that Sarah does.
What
He's
do you
an
mean?
Italian man.
Oh, you had to, babe, are you really going to bring up the Italian man that I do only for you right now? Okay, I'll do it.
Just give me a one line from Little Big Tony. What's his name?
I think that's his name.
I think people don't know how good at character.
Hey,
Tony.
Hey.
Hey, I'm doing Sarah's podcast right now.
Oh, hey, I live inside her. I'm the little Italian guy that lives inside her.
Well, I appreciate you coming out.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
What have you been up to?
Just eating subs.
So, you've been eating submarine sandwiches?
Yeah, hoagies.
Hoagies.
Uh-huh.
You like hoagies?
I love a meatball sub.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Any
said.
other questions? I can't.
Any other questions? No, I anytime I get to talk to little big Tony, Mikey B.
My name is Mikey B.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. Little Mikey B. Little Mikey B.
Guys, let's hear it for little Mikey B.
Oh yeah, make some noise.
Make some noise for little big Mikey B.
Big Mikey B.
Yeah, that guy's a character. You never know what he's gonna say, and you never know where he's gonna show up.
And when he does, it's a treat. But don't get used to him showing up.
No,
He shows up when you least expect it.
Yeah, to hear that sound come out of your little body is part of the fun.
Oh yeah. What?
Yeah, you can get weird. People might not know how weird you can actually get.
I can get weird.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, is little Mikey B no indication? I mean, that is.
What other weird things do I do?
I don't know if you really do a lot of weird things, but you have the capability to be weird. Yeah, like I never look at her and go like, that's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Like the weirdest thing you did was like wear a cheerleader
outfit.
Yeah.
To your parents' house.
No, I mean, but that's barely weird.
Yeah.
It was just a good. It fit well.
Right.
But technically, it was
a costume.
It was technically a costume.
Yeah, but I wear costumes everywhere.
You look great in a costume.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know, you have an addiction to a lodge bread restaurant.
Let's talk about it.
This girl's had her second vegan Caesar in a row today.
I love my vegan Caesar.
Yeah, you just like your things. And then, but here's the thing. I have a lot of systems.
You just
go with the flow.
Yeah.
Like if I want to spend hundreds of dollars on like a nice cup of coffee and a way to make coffee every morning, you're not gonna say anything about it. All you're gonna do is be like, good for you, and then you're gonna say that coffee tasted great, thank you.
Yes.
Which is great to have. That's all the support, because I have the ability, like somebody on the spectrum, who has the ability to like really obsess and hone in over something for a little while. If you like just most recently the coffee thing, okay?
Right.
I'll research and
for hours.
I
don't think people understand when you say you'll research and research.
Yeah.
What that entails. It means I look over around 11 p.m. His AirPods are in. He's watching some guy. What's this guy's fucking name?
James Hoffman.
This James Hoffman, this coffee expert.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you learning about coffees? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
And then I just roll over and go to bed.
Right,
and then
because you get the benefit of it.
Yeah.
Of a good cup of coffee.
Yeah. And I gotta say, with every day that passes, the taste gets better and better.
Thank you.
You have outdone yourself.
If any of you guys out there want to know a little bit more about how to become a better coffee guy, I suggest you look up James Hoffman on YouTube. He's a terrific YouTube channel, real slick videos, very knowledgeable, and he has a British accent, so he sounds like much smarter than he probably is.
Yeah, and way more cultured.
Much more cultured, and you would think this guy would be a tea guy. You know,
Yeah.
those Brits are big tea people. This guy knows his beans, his bean water.
He knows his beans, and
yeah.
Well, I will say the only time where I was a little bit concerned was when you got the new gear for the...
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. He was doing some type of upgrade on his coffee systems. Okay.
I want to hear you try and tell them what I was doing.
Okay.
Try and tell them what it was I was working on. I want to hear what your version of it is.
It's not going to be accurate. This is
but
what
I know
I
that's
think.
what's funny to me.
Okay, so what I think is this. You watch these videos from this guy, Hoffman, right?
James Hoffman.
We
don't call him Hoffman.
Well, let's get casual with it.
Okay, well then call him James
Hoff.
or Jimmy.
Hoffy.
Okay.
you're watching Hoffy videos
Yeah.
at all hours of the night.
Uh-huh.
And the whole time you're like, how can I improve my systems?
Yeah.
My at-home systems, because they bring me so much joy and I love perfecting my perfect cup of coffee. So
Yeah.
this guy tells you need to upgrade the gears in your coffee grinder is what I think.
Okay.
Is this close?
Yeah.
And so you order some new gears for like the coffee grinder, and then you decide one random weekend morning that you're gonna like disassemble the coffee grinder and then upgrade the gears on it and then reassemble it, but something went wrong and you couldn't something went wrong and I walked into the room and I was just like, I'm not going in there again until he's done.
I
Because
looked over
the
at
vibe-
Sarah and she looked scared. Like,
The vibe was like,
what did you see?
so it looked like a coffee murder. It looked like a barista got into like a fight. It looked insane. There was grounds everywhere. There was like this towel that was like half brown from like coffee. The whole kitchen smelled like coffee.
Yeah.
You seemed really frantic. And I just was like, I can't.
Right.
I'm
That's
just gonna
not
go
too
in the
far
other
off.
room.
That's not too far off.
That was pretty close.
Yeah.
I got the gist of what was happening.
I did upgrade the burrs in my coffee grinder.
The burrs.
Yeah.
Okay. What is?
Like in a coffee grinder, there are, the cheap coffee grinders that you see at Airbnbs. It's just like a blade that spins and it goes, ring, and that's it.
What is it, Jim?
Ring.
Yeah. Okay.
And, but on nice coffee grinders, they have like burrs and they're two pieces. They look like gears and they just like more evenly grind a bean.
Yeah.
Okay. And like it can take like a lot more beans, and in the little bladey guys you get so like it's so inconsistent. And a true, like a really good cup of coffee, it's usually because that person used a good grinder. The grind, as James Hoffman would say, is a huge part of the process, the coffee process. So I decided to buy a new grinder, but then also I upgraded it to these Asian burrs.
Okay.
Yeah, they're a better burr.
Okay.
And the burrs, if I ever wanted to make espresso, this is good pod. If I ever wanted to make espresso, I could. Whereas stock, if I bought that grinder, it wouldn't be good for espresso. Because you got to have a real fine.
Okay.
So I was in there, but you have to disassemble it. And you have to take the old burrs out and put in the
know.
new burrs. And for a moment, I put the wrong one. Yeah, I put the wrong one in. And I couldn't get it out. And that's when you saw me.
And then I walk in.
And then Sarah walks in. And then you do this thing where you don't come out your full body.
Yeah.
You pop your head
Yeah.
around a corner.
Yeah.
And then you go, babe, is everything okay? And then I don't know what I said. But I don't think I was like mean or anything.
No, you weren't mean, but you were like clearly occupied and very fixated on trying to get this fixed and a little maybe on edge.
Yeah. Did I come across as somebody on the spectrum that day?
You came across as, well, I just knew. I was like, I'm going to just like stay out of his way. And like, he's on his own journey right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, he's on his own journey.
Right.
And I'll talk to him when he gets back from that journey.
Right. And it wasn't too much longer.
No, but
it took like at least an
together,
hour or hour and a half.
I would say close to 2 hours, babe.
And there was a lot of beans that were grinded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you went through a few new bags of beans.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
And that was just my story.
You gotta crack some beans.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta break a few beans.
Yeah.
Well, that was one day, because we haven't gotten into a fight yet. But that was like as weird as it's gotten. Was like, oh, I don't want to bother this guy while he's got all this stuff.
He's got some baggage he's dealing with right now. There's like gears.
But I think I was very conscious of the fact that I was like probably a little too far into this. I should have waited till you were gone to do this.
The bean upgrade, the grinder
but
upgrade.
I thought it was going to be a quick thing. And by the time like you start disassembling your grinder, you can't just like, oh, this is gonna take a little bit longer than I thought. I can't just like leave
I
all
wonder
that
what the
stuff
first
out.
fight will be.
I don't know. We can have one now.
We have a fight on camera.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like, oh, this pod suck. Lose this doofus. Lose
No.
this guy. And then you're gonna be like, yeah, I probably should.
I'm gonna read the comments and then stop talking to you. No,
No, I wouldn't do
we're
that.
beyond that.
Sarah's been on my pod she came on Pajama Pants for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was fun.
Yeah.
And this is the first video pod of mine you've done, because you did.
No, I've done.
Oh, Stone Science.
No, but I did. I think I. Oh,
But
video.
you did it at the Comedy Store.
Yeah, I did
And
the
I think
Comedy
that one was on
Store.
video. You did the Comedy Store twice.
Yeah.
And before we were dating, you came on and we talked about Spider-Man face shells.
Yeah, you remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember the few times that you came on the podcast, we would have really good conversations.
It was great. And I didn't really feel like I had to play it cool, so I was able to talk about like Spider-Man a little bit.
Yeah.
But like, and today, you're going to go home today,
Yeah.
and then what am I going to go do?
You're going to go watch a superhero movie, Venom. You're going to go see Venom, which is an important thing for you to see because you own the original comic book where this character gets introduced. So you just want to see how the movie is.
That's right. Me and my brother are going to go see Venom now. Let There Be Carnage is the second Venom.
Okay.
I know it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
But as a fan of the character, and I like Tom Hardy, I think this is a me and my brother activity that we'll go do.
Yeah.
And you,
Great.
so we've watched a few things.
Yes.
You were nice enough to go see Shang-Chi with me.
Mm-hmm.
This Chinese Marvel movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where we,
Yeah.
and you were a good sport about it.
I was.
You didn't complain.
No, I got high before.
You got
That helped.
high with my brother.
Yeah.
You guys took like a couple joints to the face.
Yeah.
And then that helped the experience.
Hell yeah. I was like, this movie's tight.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not mad at this.
No. And then we've seen
But that one counts for like 2. So
yeah, sure.
every Marvel I see counts for like
I'm not
2.
one of those guys that'll ever be like, "Oh, you've got to come see this movie with me."
Really?
I feel like I'm going to see Venom without you,
Yeah.
right?
He
But you
doesn't
watched
need me, he's
you
got
watched Goodfellas.
Loved
Loved Goodfellas.
Goodfellas more than I thought I was going to like it.
We watched
Because when you hear Goodfellas, you're like, is this going to be for me?
like Dudes. You think it's like a dude movie.
Like old
Yeah.
dudes killing people.
Right. No,
And
it's
guns and pinky rings. And there's all of that.
Pinky rings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Streetcar Named Desire we watched most of yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think of my boy?
Marlon Brando.
Yeah, my boy.
We both want to fuck Marlon Brando.
It doesn't get any better than Marlon Brando in a streetcar.
When he came on, I was
He's
like,
so
okay.
sweady and
I was like, okay, I guess we could watch.
yeah. Yeah, he's
So I was like,
introduced.
this is this old school like play, and she's talking all what is it, transatlantic?
You're right. Not him.
Oh
though.
yeah, no. It's like the way they talk is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You gotta know the Napoleonic codes. he's like ripped in it, but not too ripped. You know, he's not like John Cena. He's like believable that this guy works with his hands.
Yeah. And there's like good camera angles of him, and he's in like a nice fitting shirt.
I think
It's
physically
like
that's when he was at his best, right? And then he just started to get fat.
happens.
You know, by the time he's on like The Godfather, Apocalypse Now, and then eventually like The Isle of Dr. Moreau, he's like fat Brian Laundrie.
Where is Brian Laundrie?
Where is Brian Laundrie?
We've been following.
Yeah. As of today,
Mm-hmm.
nothing.
Nothing?
Yeah. I mean, people say they've seen him.
People.
This is going to come out on Wednesday, right?
You think we'll have him by now?
No. I think this is
Really?
going to be one of those things where we find him like 10 years from now.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
He's had such a head start. And every day that goes by, less and less people get interested.
No, there's some people interested. There's people that showed up to the Landry's house saying justice for Gabby.
You know, it's like if you lost a ring, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I must have lost it in the bedroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those first few minutes, your hope for
You're
finding that
panicked.
ring is that high. It's like the highest. You're like, oh, it's
Right.
probably in this
Right.
room. I'm going to find it. It's like probably around here. Then like you start, like you can't find it. Then like an hour goes by. Then a day goes by. You're like, I'm starting to think I'll never find this ring.
Babe.
It goes years where you move out of the house, you find the ring 10 years later. That's what's going to happen with Brian Laundrie.
I don't know. I think we're going to find him before then.
I hope.
With social media and stuff. But can I tell you what happened to me?
Yes.
I got a ring. You know I like my rings.
Oh. Oh, yeah, I
Did
guess
you
you do
know?
like rings.
Did you know I like a ring?
Yeah, no, I know because you wear them like in bed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a queen.
like a queen.
I was in the bed with
Every
my
time you like you go to bed, you dismantle your hand, and it's like
can't.
clink, 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 clink.
Yeah.
It's like this is you taking your ring.
That
That's what
is
the
true.
sound of heavy
That
metals
is
hitting my
true.
nightstand.
That is
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I
No,
like
it's cool though. Your fingers look great,
Thank you.
and they're strong because they're constantly like
Lifting?
Yeah, you're always lifting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
What were we talking about? The ring?
You're talking about a ring.
Oh, one time I thought that when I threw out my coffee cup, I threw out my ring too in the trash can outside of Alfred. And it was the day after I got this ring. And it was during COVID. So I was like, should I dig through the trash can to find the ring?
Yeah.
So then I did.
Uh-huh.
In gloves and like a mask, like digging out in the trash can. And then I found
At the public
ring.
trash can?
Yes.
You found it in the trash?
No, and then I gave up after digging in the trash can. And I started crying, and I was like, I'm never going to find it. Then I got back in my car, and I found the ring.
Okay. Because when we were in Palm Springs,
I had also a ring issue.
you lost a ring.
Yeah.
If you got rid of these rings, all your issues you wouldn't have issues because all your
No.
issues are ring issues.
Are they?
All of
Rings
them.
and keys? Oh, yeah, because this ring specifically.
You have a mask issue? And how to keep
You
your
did
mask.
You did say we were going to talk about some of my demons.
I said, don't think we're not going to go on this pod and you're not going to confront some demons.
Yeah.
This is us doing that.
Yeah.
Right now. You've got an attachment to these rings.
Yes.
You've got an inability to hang on to your mask.
Yeah.
For like 3 days in a row, I would wake up in the morning. I'd look out my kitchen window into my backyard, and I'd see a dark spot on the grass. And I'd go out there and I'm like, what is this? It's her mask. Somewhere between her car and the door, she's dropping her mask every time without fail.
Yeah.
And then one day it didn't happen, and then I go to her car. What's wedged in her passenger door?
Mask.
Her mask.
But can I tell you, I did lose that mask finally.
You finally. I mean, you should have lost it weeks ago.
I know.
It's amazing that
I
you
know.
had it up until recently.
I know.
And these rings. So in Palm Springs, we were staying at the Parker. You were very cool about it. You said, "Hey, I think I lost my ring."
Mm-hmm.
You didn't panic. You didn't freak.
Not externally.
Not externally, because I think part of you was like, I got it. Like, I'm still getting to know this guy.
I can't be like.
I don't want to look like a crazy person.
Yeah. I can't fly off the handle.
And then I went back out to the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Started talking to the people around. Talked to the guy that was the attendant.
Okay.
I was like, hey, if you see this ring, we're in this room.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know.
Yeah.
I come back. I think you find it in your bag, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, it's like generally you don't lose it where you think you lose it.
Mm-hmm.
You lose it like
Somewhere else.
somewhere else. Yeah. And that ties into Brian Laundrie.
What do you mean? Like we're gonna find Brian Laundrie?
That means Brian Laundrie's sitting in a camper in his front driveway.
There's no way.
Have we checked?
We haven't.
Have we
But
checked, guys?
I will say,
Yeah.
when I first saw you on the dating app, I was excited.
Same. I was like, oh, I know this girl.
Yeah.
I was like, I remember seeing you and I was like, oh, there's no way. because we never really flirted. I mean, we were like always just nice. Because you
Yeah.
always had a boyfriend,
Yeah.
and I respected that.
Yeah.
But I remember the first time you were on the pod, my friend Pete was like, "Oh yeah, she's cute." I was like, "Yeah, she is cute." He's like, "What's her deal?" I'm like, "I think she's got a boyfriend." And then that was kind of it. And then I have a lot of like friends that are comics, so just like, "Oh yeah, she's just gonna be a good pal."
Yeah.
I thought you were funny, and when I saw you on there, I was like, "Oh, let's just see what happens," like you, because
Yeah.
if you like somebody on Raya, anyways, if you like somebody, they will only know that you like them if they like you back.
Right.
It's not like other apps where somebody can pay to see who likes them.
Right.
On Raya, the only way you know is if you like that person and then it says connected.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I clicked on you and then I said, well, let's just see what happens here. And then I clicked it and it said connected and I was like, oh, okay. Then I sent you a message.
Yes.
Like, I don't know, a couple days later.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, what is this, a bit?
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing this for material?
Yeah, that is what you said. You said, is this a bit?
And then I didn't hear from you for days.
Because I think I had COVID when we matched.
Yeah.
Because at that point I was done checking Raya.
You had a good reason.
Yeah.
That'd be the only reason.
Yeah.
You had COVID.
Yeah.
And then I just kept like scheduling other dates because I was like,
No,
I was
know.
taking Raya seriously.
No, I know. So was I, though.
I was like treating it like a second job. I was going for like coffees and meat, like things
You're
after
like,
work.
you're like, I know, because even when we were about to hang out, you're like, okay, so I got a date this day and this day, but I could get you in on Friday. I was like, okay. That's what I remember.
But I didn't want to lie to you and be like, oh, I'm busy.
No, I know. And I remember being like, oh, yeah, okay. It's
I
fine.
think at my age, it's like, I don't have anything like, yeah, I'll just be like, yeah, I have a date Wednesday. What are you doing Thursday?
Yeah.
I guess I didn't have to.
No, but at least you were honest about it.
Yeah. And that was the last ride date I ever went on.
Yeah. Same.
But you went on a real weird one right before me.
Yes, I did.
You went on a real weird one with a celebrity.
Yes.
And I got to tell you, I want to meet this guy based on your interaction with him.
It was weird.
Sounds like he's right up my alley to be my pal.
Yeah, he 100% is.
He's somebody I knew, but you didn't really know.
I didn't know.
But like you said his name, I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know this guy.
And my friend's boyfriend had the same reaction that you had. Like, he was more excited about the date than I was.
This guy is like, especially if you're into comics and like that, like sci-fi, he's a guy you would know.
Yes.
And I knew.
Yeah.
And I'm not even a hardcore like fan.
Right.
I've never watched the show that he's known for,
Okay.
but I've seen him pop up and he's always great. Mm-hmm. But the story it told.
Should I say it?
I think you've talked about it.
I have talked about it.
You've talked about it where he put you
in
in like a 3-wheel car.
He showed up in a 3-wheel car. He showed up in a 3-wheel car. When he pulled up in the car, I felt so embarrassed.
So
I
good.
wanted to die.
Did you have to wear a helmet?
No. But it was like he was in the front and I was in the back.
Yeah.
And he had a little
That's
locker on
so
the back
funny.
of it. And he was like, let's throw your
You were
stuff
like
in
two little fighter pilots cruising around.
cruising around a little lake. It was also like hard to talk to someone when they're in the front and you're in the back and it's like outside.
So what are you into?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so fun.
So yeah, the time that right when we met, we were both in the process of dating a lot of people on Raya. So it was nice to be like, oh, at least I know this guy. It's not like a total wild card fucking weirdo.
And I came up, I had an issue so we went on a date our first date on a Friday.
Right.
You came over. Mm-hmm. And then we went and had dinner and I was like, look, I got tickets to this concert tomorrow.
Right.
But I already told this other girl
Right.
who I went on a date with, but I don't think there's anything there like that I would take her.
Right.
And then we like pretty much agreed that you would go.
Right.
And I just had to go break the news to this
To
girl.
her, yeah.
And so I had to come back and just be up front with the girl. Be like, hey.
Have you ever heard from her since?
Yeah. I have.
Hell yeah.
She didn't reach out. I sent her like a voice note
Mm-hmm.
that night saying, hey, like, I'm just going to take this girl. I think I'm like hitting it off with this girl. I'm going to take her. And I didn't hear her for like days.
Right.
And then she's like, yeah, dude, do what you got to do. It's fine.
That's
So
cool.
it wasn't as bad. Always being honest is always the best. It might feel the most weird and uncomfortable,
But it is
up
the
front,
best.
but it's always the best because then you don't got to remember like what lie you've got with this person, like what lie you've got to keep up, what charade you're in.
What charade you're in.
What charade am I playing with this person? And you got to remember all this. It's just so much easier to be straight.
Honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you don't have to worry.
You don't have to worry.
Hell yeah. Well, I think that's our episode.
Is that it?
Yeah, we've been going for like an hour. It was a good pod, don't you think?
Yeah.
Don't you think we covered a lot?
I think we had a great pod.
I think we
Maybe
covered-
we'll do one. We'll do another one, and I'll put it on my. I'll always be the guest that you have when you can't book a guest. You know.
Okay.
That's
Hell
what
yeah.
I was like on Getting Doug. That's why I was on there so much.
This is my default guess.
Yeah, I'm your backup. I'm your like permanent backup.
Hell yeah.
You know.
Where can people find you?
I've got. We've got our podcast, Pajama Pants Pod, that I do with Rob Eiler and Jamie Lynn Sigler. And I host for G4 TV, which is launching very soon. If this comes out Wednesday, then tomorrow, Thursday, they're announcing when it's launching.
Ooh.
So, yeah. So if you guys remember G4 TV from back in the day, it's coming back. And I'm the new Olivia Munn.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And your
And I'm on Instagram. And I'm on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
I have one TikTok.
Dad's on TikTok.
Dad's on TikTok.
What's your TikTok and what's your Instagram?
I think it's just my name, Kassem G. Or it's on Instagram. It's G.
It's
Messick. It's my name backwards. 'Cause
Yeah,
somebody
but I'll link
squatted,
to that
Somebody
in the-
squatted me. My name.
They wouldn't give it to you?
No.
Could
And
you
I
buy
don't.
it?
And I don't negotiate with terrorists.
Okay. Well, you heard it here, guys. That's our episode of Shenk. Make sure to subscribe, rate, review. New episodes every Wednesday. I will be in Texas in November 1st. I will be in Kill Tony November 3rd. I will be headlining at the Creek in the Cave, Austin with Kimberly Congdon November 5th through the 7th. We will be at Skankfest. More show dates on my Instagram at Princess Shenk and Twitter. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, guys. Thanks
Bye.
for having me.
Thank you.